Thank you for being here today. I want to talk to you about something simple yet life-changing, a truth that many of us overlook in our pursuit of success and fulfillment. That truth is this: the secret to success and self-mastery lies in focusing on yourself, not others. We live in a world where comparison is constant. Social media shows us the highlight reels of others' lives. We see their victories, their celebrations, their seemingly perfect paths, and without realizing it, we begin to measure our worth, our progress, and our dreams against theirs. But here's the problem. You cannot become the best version of yourself while trying to keep up with someone else. Your journey is yours alone. Your pace, your purpose, your growth, they are unique. When we constantly look to others, we lose sight of our own path. We get distracted, we get discouraged, we become so focused on what everyone else is doing, we forget to ask ourselves, what do I want? Who do I want to become? What am I doing today to get there? Focusing on yourself means taking full responsibility for your life. It means setting your own goals, developing your own discipline, and choosing growth over comfort. It means asking yourself hard questions. It means failing, learning, and getting back up again and again. Success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. Self-mastery starts when we silence the noise around us and tune into the voice within. It's about knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, building habits that support your dreams, and showing up every day, even when no one is watching, even when the progress is slow. Let me remind you of this. The people you admire, the ones who were successful and confident, they didn't get there by watching others. They got there by working on themselves, by investing in their own growth, by staying in their own lane and moving forward with focus and purpose. So today, I challenge you to stop comparing and start creating. Start building the life that is true to you. Spend less time scrolling and more time growing. Turn your attention inward, not outward. That's where your power is. That's where your potential lives. Because in the end, the only person you are truly in competition with is the person you were yesterday. Comparison is the thief of self-growth. It's a simple truth, but one that holds immense power over how we live our lives. From a young age, we are conditioned to look around and measure ourselves against others, our classmates, our colleagues, our friends, even strangers on social media. We compare our achievements, our appearances, our possessions, and our timelines, often without realizing how deeply it's affecting us. But what we fail to understand is that when we are consumed by comparison, we stop appreciating our own journey. We shift our focus from who we are becoming to who someone else already is, and in doing so, we rob ourselves of the chance to grow into our full potential. Comparison makes us feel like we're not enough. It convinces us that we're behind, inadequate, or somehow failing simply because someone else is ahead in some area of life. But that person you're looking at, they have their own story, their own challenges, their own timeline. You're not supposed to be where they are because you're not them. You have your own path, your own purpose, and your own pace. Growth doesn't happen by racing someone else. It happens by staying committed to your own progress, one step at a time. The biggest danger in comparison is that it distracts us from what truly matters, our own goals, values, and desires. It shifts our energy away from creation and into competition. Instead of focusing on what we want to build, we obsess over what others already have. Instead of celebrating our small wins, we feel defeated because someone else's win seems bigger. This mindset can be toxic. It drains our motivation, undermines our confidence, and leads us to make choices based on fear, insecurity, or pressure, rather than from a place of purpose and self-awareness. Comparison often isn't even based on truth. In today's world, especially on social media, we're comparing ourselves to carefully curated highlights, not reality. We see the perfect vacation, the dream job, the fit body, the happy relationship. but we don't see the struggles, the setbacks, or the silent battles behind those images. We compare our behind the scenes to someone else's best moments, and naturally we fall short in our minds. That's not fair to you. You deserve more kindness, more grace, and more patience on your journey. Real growth happens when we look inward, not outward. When we ask ourselves, what do I want to achieve? Who do I want to become? What do I need to do today to move closer to that? That's where transformation begins. When we stop worrying about what others are doing and start focusing on our own improvement, we reclaim our power. We start making choices that align with our values, not someone else's standards. We begin to build confidence from the inside out, grounded in self-respect and intention. If you want to grow, truly grow, you have to let go of comparison. You have to stop looking at someone else's progress as a measure of your worth. Your journey is not a race, and your success is not determined by how quickly you reach a destination compared to others. It's determined by how deeply you commit to your own process. Be proud of your pace. Celebrate your small wins. Embrace your struggles as part of your story. And remember, the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. In the end, your greatest potential will never be unlocked by trying to be someone else. It will be unlocked by being fully, unapologetically, and relentlessly you. Your journey is unique. No one else has lived your exact life, faced your challenges, or dreamed your dreams in quite the same way. Every experience you've had, every success, every failure, every moment of doubt or triumph has shaped you into who you are today. And that makes your path completely your own. It's easy to forget this in a world that constantly pushes comparison and competition. But the truth is, your purpose, your pace, and your progress were never meant to be identical to anyone else's. People grow in different ways and at different times. Some people find success early, others take years to discover what truly drives them. Some walk a straight line, others take winding roads, make detours, and still arrive where they're meant to be. Just because your journey looks different doesn't mean it's wrong or less valuable. In fact, it's in the differences that your strength lies. Your story carries power precisely because it is personal, because it reflects your resilience, your choices, and your growth. When we embrace the uniqueness of our journey, we stop rushing. We stop trying to fit into molds that weren't made for us. We begin to understand that we are not late or behind. We are exactly where we need to be. This shift in mindset brings peace. It allows us to honor our process, even when it's messy or slow. It helps us find joy in the steps we're taking rather than constantly worrying about how far we still have to go. What works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. Your goals, your values, and your passions might not look like anyone else's, and they don't have to. The choices you make should be based on what feels meaningful and true to you, not what the world says you should do. Following your unique path may require courage. It may mean saying no to conventional timelines or expectations. It may mean redefining what success looks like in your life, but that's where real fulfillment comes from living a life that's authentic to who you are. Obstacles are a natural part of any journey, and they don't mean you've taken the wrong path. Sometimes the setbacks, the delays, and the uncertainty are the very things that prepare you for what's ahead. They build character, teach patience, and reveal strengths you didn't know you had. Your journey might not always make sense while you're in it, but over time, the pieces start to fit together. Looking back, you'll see how even the detours had a purpose. Trust your path. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the progress you've made, no matter how small it seems. You don't have to explain your pace to anyone or justify your choices. The beauty of your journey is that it belongs to you, and as long as you keep moving forward, growing, learning, becoming, you are exactly where you need to be. In a world full of noise and pressure to conform, the most powerful thing you can do is stay true to your own path. Don't trade your authenticity for approval. Don't let someone else's success story make you question your own. Your journey is unique, and within it lies everything you need to become the person you're meant to be. Success comes from self-discipline, not outside validation. It's a truth that many people overlook. In a world where attention, likes, and applause often seem like the ultimate goals, but real, lasting success doesn't come from what others think of you. It comes from the quiet, consistent effort you put in when no one is watching. It's built on the choices you make every single day to show up, to push forward, and to do the work, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Self-discipline is the foundation of every great achievement. It's the ability to keep going when motivation fades. Motivation might give you a spark, but discipline is what keeps the fire burning. Anyone can feel inspired in the moment, but it takes a strong mind and committed heart to follow through when the excitement wears off and the grind begins. Self-discipline is choosing long-term reward over short-term comfort. It's waking up early to train, studying when you'd rather relax, saving money instead of spending it carelessly, or walking away from distractions to focus on your goals. Outside validation, on the other hand, is fleeting. It feels good, of course. It's nice to be noticed, appreciated, praised. But if your actions are driven only by the desire to be seen or applauded, your progress will always be limited. You'll depend on the opinions of others to determine your worth. You'll chase approval instead of purpose. And the moment that validation disappears, your momentum will too. True success can't be built on such unstable ground. When you rely on self-discipline, your success becomes sustainable. You don't need a cheering crowd to keep going. You become your own motivation. You set your standards, hold yourself accountable, and keep showing up because you know what you're working toward. You become stronger, more focused, and more resilient. That's what separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. Self-discipline also teaches you to trust yourself. It's a form of self-respect. When you say you're going to do something and you follow through, you build confidence. You prove to yourself that you can be counted on even in difficult moments. That trust becomes fuel for everything else you do. The more disciplined you are, the less you need external approval to feel good about yourself, because you already know who you are and what you're capable of. There will always be people who don't understand your path. Some may criticize or doubt you. Others may cheer you on, but their support might come and go. That's why your drive must come from within. You can't live your life trying to impress others or chasing validation that can disappear in a second. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by waiting for permission or applause. They stayed focused, disciplined, and driven by their own vision. In the end, self-discipline leads to freedom. It gives you control over your life, your habits, and your results. It helps you break through limitations, overcome setbacks, and build something real, something that lasts. It's not always glamorous. It's often quiet, repetitive, and challenging, but that's what makes it powerful. Because while the world chases likes, followers, and fleeting praise, you'll be building something solid, something meaningful. So remember this: success that depends on outside validation will always be fragile, but success built on self-discipline is unshakable. Choose the path that strengthens you from the inside out. Let your consistency speak louder than any applause ever could. Self-mastery starts from within. It is not something that can be handed to you, taught in a textbook, or found in external achievements. It begins deep inside, within your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your decisions. It is the process of truly understanding yourself, taking ownership of your life, and learning to control your mind before you try to control your circumstances. The journey to self-mastery is personal, and it requires a level of honesty and discipline that few are willing to face. The world often tells us that success lies outside of us, in money, status, recognition, or the approval of others. But those things are just outcomes. Real mastery comes before all of that. It comes when you learn to quiet the noise of the outside world and listen to the voice within. It's when you recognize your weaknesses and work to improve them, not out of shame, but out of a desire to grow. It's when you stop blaming people or situations and start taking full responsibility for your actions and your life. To master yourself, you must first know yourself. That means becoming aware of your triggers, your habits, your fears, and your patterns. It's asking difficult questions. Why do I react this way? What beliefs are holding me back? Am I living according to my values or someone else's expectations? These questions are not easy to answer, but they are necessary, because without self-awareness, there can be no self-mastery. Discipline is a key part of this process. It's not about being harsh with yourself or living a life of restriction. It's about having the strength to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing growth over comfort, purpose over pleasure, and integrity over ease. Each time you push through resistance and stay true to your goals, you build the muscle of self-control. That's where confidence comes from, not from perfection, but from consistent effort. Emotional regulation is another vital element of self-mastery. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Reacting from emotion without thinking often leads to regret. Responding with awareness, on the other hand, leads to clarity and strength. Learning to pause, to breathe, and to choose your actions mindfully is a powerful skill. It allows you to navigate challenges with calm and stay grounded, no matter what chaos is happening around you. Self-mastery is also about aligning your actions with your values. It means living a life that reflects who you truly are, not who the world wants you to be. When your thoughts, words, and behaviors are in harmony, there's a deep sense of peace and confidence that follows. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to impress. You are simply living in truth, and that's a powerful place to be. It's important to understand that self-mastery is a lifelong journey. There is no final destination, no point at which you've arrived. There will always be new challenges, new fears, and new lessons, but the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. It's becoming a little stronger, a little wiser, and a little more intentional each day. When you commit to mastering yourself, you take back your power. You stop being controlled by outside circumstances, by emotions, or by the opinions of others. You become the author of your own life. And while that path may be difficult, it's also incredibly freeing. Everything you want, growth, peace, confidence, purpose, it all starts within you. And the more you work on mastering yourself, the more capable you become of creating the life you truly desire. Invest in yourself daily. It's one of the most important commitments you can make in your life, and yet it's often overlooked. In a world that constantly demands your time, energy, and attention, it can be easy to put yourself last. But the truth is, your growth, your mindset, your health, and your skills are the foundation for everything else you want to achieve. When you make the decision to invest in yourself consistently, deliberately, and patiently, you begin to build a life rooted in strength, purpose, and potential. Investing in yourself doesn't always mean big, dramatic actions. It's found in the small, consistent choices you make every day. It could mean setting aside 30 minutes to read, waking up a little earlier to move your body, practicing mindfulness to calm your mind, or taking a break when you need rest. These daily acts may seem simple, even ordinary, but over time, they compound. They create momentum, and eventually they shape the person you're becoming. The most successful and fulfilled people understand that self-investment is not optional, it's essential. They know that in order to lead, to build, to give, or to grow, they must first take care of themselves. That means prioritizing physical health through good nutrition, regular movement, and sleep. It means sharpening the mind through reading, learning, and challenging old ways of thinking. It means nurturing emotional well-being by setting boundaries, healing past wounds, and practicing gratitude. It means taking time to dream, to reflect, and to plan your future with intention. When you invest in yourself, you're not being selfish, you're being responsible. You're acknowledging that your life matters and that your potential deserves to be developed. You're choosing to be proactive rather than reactive, to be the driver of your life instead of a passenger. It's an act of self-respect. And over time, that respect grows into confidence, clarity, and resilience. Another part of investing in yourself is stepping outside your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen in the familiar. It happens when you push your boundaries, try new things, and take risks. That could mean learning a new skill, starting a side project, going back to school, or simply doing something that scares you a little. These experiences challenge you, but they also expand your capacity. They teach you that you are capable of more than you imagine. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support your growth. The people you spend time with either feed your progress or drain your energy. Choose relationships that encourage you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. Community is a form of self-investment too, because you rise higher when you're connected with those who lift you. Perhaps one of the hardest parts of this journey is staying consistent. Results don't show up overnight. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or unsure of yourself. That's normal. What matters is that you keep going. Even if you can only give a little, give it. Even if progress is slow, keep showing up. Because every day you invest in yourself, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. In the end, you are your greatest asset. Everything you want to build, success, happiness, peace, impact, begins with you. The time, energy, and effort you put into yourself will never be wasted. It's the one investment that will always pay off. So show up for yourself. Learn, grow, rest, reflect, improve, and believe. Make the daily decision to pour into your own life, because when you do, everything else begins to change. Be better than yesterday. It's a simple phrase, yet it holds the power to transform your entire life. In a world obsessed with competition and constant comparison, this mindset shifts the focus back to what truly matters: your own growth, your own journey, and your own progress. It reminds you that success isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about being better than the version of yourself that existed the day before. Every day presents a new opportunity to grow. You don't have to make massive changes overnight. Self-improvement is not about perfection or sudden breakthroughs. It's about small, intentional steps that, when repeated consistently, lead to real and lasting change. Whether it's learning something new, breaking a bad habit, practicing more patience, or simply choosing to approach your day with a better attitude, progress is progress, no matter how small it seems. When you focus on being better than yesterday, you remove the pressure to compete with others. You stop comparing your timeline to someone else's and instead start focusing on your own pace. Everyone's journey is different, and when you judge your progress by external standards, you'll always find someone who appears to be doing more, achieving faster, or living better. But that's an illusion. The only fair, honest, and productive comparison you can make is between who you are today and who you were yesterday. Being better than yesterday also means acknowledging where you are right now without judgment. It's not about beating yourself up for mistakes or feeling like you're not enough. It's about accepting where you are with grace and choosing to take one step forward. That could mean doing something uncomfortable, having a tough conversation, taking care of your health, or showing more kindness to yourself and others. Growth comes in many forms, and some of the most powerful progress happens in quiet, subtle ways. This mindset encourages consistency, and consistency is where transformation lives. You won't always feel motivated. Life will get busy. Obstacles will show up. But if you stay committed to doing just a little better each day, the results will come. It might not be visible at first, but over time, those small efforts add up. And one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come, not because you made one big leap, but because you kept taking small steps. It also builds self-trust. When you commit to being better than yesterday, you prove to yourself that you're capable of growth. Each day becomes a new chance to build confidence through action. You no longer rely on luck, talent, or perfect conditions. You rely on your own commitment to showing up and improving even when it's difficult. That's real power. That's self-mastery. This way of living fosters humility too. You understand that you'll never arrive or be finished. There's always room to learn, to grow, to refine, to evolve. That humility keeps you open, grounded, and always moving forward. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You're just working on becoming the best version of yourself day by day. No matter where you are right now, whether you're struggling, thriving, or somewhere in between, remember that you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to take one step forward today. One step toward growth, one step toward healing, one step toward your goals. That's it. Be better than yesterday. Not perfect, not better than someone else, just better than you were. Because that's how true transformation happens, not all at once, but moment by moment, decision by decision, day by day. Keep showing up, keep trying, keep growing. Your future self will thank you.